Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your pal Noms here, and today, I'm covering a piece of news that hit the internet a couple weeks ago. It's taken me a while to get around to it. I did want to make a video, that's what I'm doing now. The reason I didn't get to the topic sooner is, well, you could say I was a little busy on that front. But I'm back now, and I'm ready to give my thoughts on this piece of news that I'm really not excited about. And by not excited about, I don't mean I don't have an interest in the topic. You know, I love Star Wars. I love the prequels. I love Ewan McGregor. I love Hayden Christensen. Let me make that very clear. When I say I don't want Anakin to come back for the Kenobi series, that in no way is a poor reflection on Hayden Christensen. That's no way a poor reflection on George Lucas. That's in no way a poor reflection on the prequels. I guzzle the juices of those movies on a regular basis, alright? I adore them. So when I say I don't want Anakin back, that is not because I don't have faith in Hayden Christensen or the character. It means I don't have faith in Disney. Given Disney's track record with the sequel trilogies, The Mandalorian and Solo, I don't think the majority of you can blame me, can you? Now, I'll flush out my thoughts a bit more. I haven't seen the Clone Wars, so I can't speak for what Disney's done there. I'm going to watch it very soon. I liked Rogue One a lot, okay? So don't think I'm pretty sour on Disney, but I do have faith that they can make some good stuff. Like I said, I really, really like Rogue One. But with that aside, now, I don't want the Kenobi series to happen at all. I want Disney to make something new. I want them to leave George's properties alone. Obi-Wan Kenobi being one of those properties. Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi, more specifically. That character is very special to me in my upbringing. I grew up with Hayden Christensen as Anakin, and I grew up with Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi more so than I grew up with Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker, Carrie Fisher's Princess Leia, Harrison Ford as Han Solo. But, I mean, look what happened to those characters. I'm not going to delude myself. Those three are more iconic to the Star Wars saga than Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen were. That's just a fact. Now, they've been around longer. Those films had a greater impact on film as we know it today. The prequels had their own impact, but again, that came after the OT. You look what happened to Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker. They turned him into an attempted child murderer. They butchered his character, and then they left him in the dust. After they essentially reverted Han back to square one, turned him into a deadbeat dad, and had him go out in the goofiest way possible in the hands of his psychopathic son, who they painted as, well, who they painted as someone who could be redeemed from all this. And then you had Carrie Fisher, who, I think Carrie Fisher was done the second worst. I think Luke Skywalker was the worst handled character. Han Solo was no picnic, obviously, but Carrie Fisher, they had her do nothing. They reverted her back to square one, had to just stand around a lot. Rian Johnson turned her into a meme after she passed away. They kept around her corpse and paraded around, retconned her to character, had her die in the stupidest way possible. Arguably stupider than Luke's character, but, Luke was kind of run straight into the ground before that happened. Carrie Fisher's was kind of like an ongoing thing. And again, Han Solo, you still got a little bit of the old Han Solo in there. But point stands, those three characters, three of the most iconic characters to Western culture were just utterly destroyed by a company and directors and writers who did not understand them and couldn't write a decent story for them to save their life. Alright? Now, this same company, helmed by the same people, is going to be helming a Kenobi series. And the mainstream on the internet has a hard enough time understanding the prequels, despite the fact that those movies were made for 12-year-olds. And I understood them pretty much 80% of them as a 5-year-old. They're not hard films to grasp. But you look at the mainstream, you watch my videos, you'll see what I mean. The mainstream has no fucking clue what they're talking about when it comes to the prequels. And if Disney listens to the mainstream, I have a real good feeling that they're going to screw up who these characters are. I already don't like the fact that there's going to be a Kenobi series. Kenobi's in place. He's on Tatooine, and he has a 19-year window between end of Revenge of the Sith, start of A New Hope, right? There's very limited what they can do there, but Disney want to breed out the old so they can make the new from the old. You know what I mean? They're gonna, I swear, I bet you any money that fucking Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan's gonna find like a love interest. he's going to get her pregnant. He's going to basically betray his principles as a Jedi. Like, I never thought Rey being Obi-Wan's grandchild was a good idea to begin with. Part of the reason I enjoy Obi-Wan's character so much is because he is essentially the gold standard for what a Jedi should be. He's like the stereotypical Jedi. He does break the rules from time to time, but like not like Qui-Gon did, for example. Like, he knows that, like, even though let's pretend hypothetically that Anakin told Obi-Wan that he was having a thing with Padme. I don't believe that Obi-Wan would have told the council. I really think Obi-Wan had enough affection for Anakin and respect to sort of try and counsel him through it and maybe keep it a secret. But that doesn't necessarily mean he'll break the rules for himself. Not to mention, he's been indoctrinated from the time he was a little kid. So I don't see him indulging in any romance because he knows it's wrong. Not to mention, look at what happened to Anakin. Do you really think Obi-Wan's going to let himself get involved with someone romantically after what happened to Anakin? I don't think so. Not to mention that, Jesus Christ. But what I'm trying to say is, like, if Disney did that, let's say he meets a traveler, he gets her pregnant, they go their separate ways, and now you have Obi-Wan Kenobi's daughter for, like, a spin-off show that takes place after Return of the Jedi. I don't know. I'm thinking Disney are going to use they're not going to stop with Kenobi. They're going to use Kenobi to bleed the next series, right? They're going to make that. They're going to bleed that into the next series, and they're going to make a Disney-fied sequel to the Kenobi or spin-off from Kenobi. I don't know. Now that's what they can do with Obi-Wan. Now you throw Anakin into the mix. Who the fuck knows what they're going to do? Like, my guess is that they're going to have Obi-Wan, like, sort of sitting around reflecting on how he was with Anakin. I have always thought, like, Obi-Wan would have... There's a beautiful video out on the internet. It's called Obi-Wan Has PSD. It's basically Obi-Wan reflecting on just what the fuck happened and how things turned out so badly. And, he's, like, got all these, the trauma from what happened still haunts him. I imagine we'll be getting a lot of that, but we'll be getting, like, snippets from... Live action snippets, mind you, from the Clone Wars, which is something I kind of always wanted that we never got with the prequels. We got some Clone Wars stuff in the prequels in live action, which is good, but that's by no means the fault of the prequels. It's just, it has to tell its story, and that's just some of the stuff that was kind of lacking. That we all wish we got more of the Clone Wars. We all wish we got more of the Rebels versus the Empire. I'm not unsatisfied with what we did get, but I always wanted to see more of it. I think we all did. And that's something that could actually work really well, is seeing, like, Clone Wars flashbacks live action with Kenobi and Anakin, Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker, them sort of bantering back and forth. Maybe you can see traces of Anakin's dark side tendencies. Obi-Wan has to tell him to maybe stop using the Force aggressively or something like that. Maybe he has to convince Anakin to spare prisoners or something. There's a bunch. Not that I think Anakin would have done that anyway. Like, here's the thing: they could turn Anakin into a monster before he became a monster. You know what I mean? They could try to, should I say, overly develop that to the point of, like, betraying and ruining Anakin's character too, prior to what happened in Revenge of the Sith. Because whatever they're going to show from Anakin, it's going to be prior to Revenge of the Sith, the flashbacks, if there's going to be any. Which means he still has to be himself, his peaceful self, by Revenge of the Sith. Not without, Anakin killed the Tusken Raiders, but there was and that's a horrible act, but I think, you'd have to be brain dead to not understand why he did it in full context. So, you know what I mean? I'm worried about what they're going to do with Anakin's character. Maybe they'll make him abuse Padme. Maybe they'll... I don't know. Maybe they'll make him have an affair. What if they made Anakin have an affair with someone as opposed to... Oh my god, I just realized, what if they bring back Padme, like Natalie Portman, Padme Amidala? I will hit the fucking fan if they do that. Leave Padme the fuck alone. She's actually, I don't know if you guys know this, Padme is like my favorite character from the prequels, and it's got nothing to do with that fantastic midriff she has. It's got everything to do with her character. But the midriff is a bonus, so there you go. Look, I don't like this. If Disney had a better track record, I'd say maybe, but again, grown men have a hard enough time comprehending the prequels beyond, oh my god, Jar Jar Binks is annoying. So I'm terrified of what they're going to do with Anakin's character. They don't understand these characters. If the sequels are anything to go by, they're going to fuck it up even more. They're going to ruin his character. They're going to ruin Ewan McGregor's character. They're going to bring back... Hell, they might even bring back Jar Jar just to fucking parade Jar Jar. It's like, hey, you like Jar Jar, right? I like Jar Jar. That's me. But, like... Who knows, man? I'm so scared. This whole thing is just more fuel to the potential dumpster fire. And, the prequels have rightfully very rightfully, mind you, gotten a positive reception, which is what they always should have fucking had. Let me lay down the law with that. Prequels have always never, ever, ever deserved any of the fucking backlash they got. That's crap. That's bullshit. It's always been bullshit. Watch my videos if you don't believe me. It's a facade. It's mainstream mumbo jumbo to sell videos and make money. That's it. Made him a bit of money. It satisfied some entitled fucking OT fanboys from back in the day. And, they ate that shit up because they didn't have the brain capacity to think. And that ran the prequels into the ground for a while. And then the sequels came out. And then people started using their brains again. Like, oh, shit. Oh, yeah, the prequels were fucking great. Thanks, internet. The internet didn't understand the prequels. So I bet your ass Disney isn't going to understand them either, and they're going to ruin these characters. I hope I'm proven wrong. I'm not expecting any miracles. If we get some deeper insight into the relationship, look, I personally don't consider it canon anyway, the Kenobi series, but I don't like seeing these icons brought back and paraded around for money. Like, anything in Star Wars that's not done or approved by George Lucas isn't canon. I think we can all agree on that. Rogue One, I don't consider to be canon. Objectively. Subjectively, it's my headcanon, and that's fine. The same with whatever you guys consider to be your headcanon. But you can't replicate George Lucas's intellect, who he hires to do the job, how closely he works with them. All that comes into play in the creative process. And it's very clear Star Wars was made by a single voice, and that was George's. And without him, this is just going to be if it's good, it's going to be a good, glorified fan fiction at the very best. But other than that, you're not going to, I don't know. It could go possible. It could go good. If it's good, then I'll be happy. But I'll be like, okay, you got away with that. Now just leave him alone, please. Just for the love of God, leave him alone. Even if it's good, I won't consider it canon. But this can end up so bad. And that's what I'm really worried for. I think we all are. I'd be surprised if anyone was. Look, I don't want to be the guy to rain on anyone's parade. But Disney is like King Midas in reverse.
Like fucking King Midas in reverse here. Everything I touch turns to shit.
Do the math. Let's do the math. They've killed 3 out of 3 characters. Arguably 4 and 5 with Solo and Maul from Solo: A Star Wars Story. They're gonna bring Ahsoka into The Mandalorian as well as Boba Fett. They're bringing back the actor Temuera Morrison, which I'm very happy about. But like not that I was ever really fond of Boba Fett, but who knows what they're fucking gonna do with him. I just want them to start making their own shit. The Mandalorian was their own stuff, and if it was good. If it was actually good, then maybe they wouldn't need to do Kenobi. Mandalorian has potential to be really good, but at the moment it's crap. It is garbage. And Disney needs to fix it. But this is what happens when anything goes corporate. All the creativity is lost. Any originality is lost. It's all about the money. It's all about the profit. It's all about turning over every rock they can to try and sell something to you. My expectations for Kenobi are very, very low. Unlike a lot of people with The Mandalorian, when it comes out, and if it's like decent at best, I'm not going to be praising it to the stars. Much as I love Ewan McGregor, I'm going to be judging this thing with the harshest of lenses when it comes out, and I'm dreading the day it comes out. I don't know about you guys. And please, I hope these Anakin rumors are just rumors. Maybe he has a cameo appearance. I love Hayden Christensen, and he was fantastic as Anakin, but please don't. Fucking Disney, man. Just fucking Disney. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, look, thanks for watching this little rant. Sorry if it was a bit all over the place. I was trying to get my thoughts together. It's been a while since I've done one of these. But yeah, I'm glad I got this video out and got to share my thoughts with you guys on it. Links are below. Second channel, Discord. Please join the Discord if you haven't already. Thank you to all the patrons of this channel. You guys are phenomenal. I love you guys. Thanks for your generosity. You guys are fantastic. Same as the members of the channel. Thank you for all your contributions. I really appreciate it. Hit the join button below if you'd like to become a channel member. And thanks for listening, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you next time.